Most people think smart people are just born different, like they have better memories, know more facts, or always have the right answer. But the truth is, that's not what makes someone smart. The real difference is how they think, how they look at problems, how they react when things go wrong, and how they handle situations that stress everyone else out. You don't need perfect grades or a genius-level IQ to think like a smart person. You just need to understand how smart people use their minds differently. In this video, I'll share 5 simple thinking habits that smart people use every day. And once you start using them, you'll notice something interesting. Problems feel easier to solve. You stay calmer under pressure, and people start respecting your opinion more. So let's get into it. Number 1. Smart people don't fight to be right. Here's something most people do during disagreements. They turn it into a battle. Someone says something they disagree with, and instantly they start arguing. They try to prove the other person wrong. They interrupt. They defend their point like their life depends on it. But smart people do something very different. Instead of arguing, they ask questions. Simple questions like, "Why do you think that?" Or, "What made you see it that way?" They're not trying to win the conversation. They're trying to understand it. And something interesting happens when you do this. People stop getting defensive. They relax and actually start explaining their thoughts. That's when real conversations happen. Smart people know a secret most people miss. You can't force someone to change their mind. But if you help them think deeper about their own ideas, sometimes they change it themselves. Number 2, they look at the big picture. Most people panic over small problems. They fail one test and suddenly think, "I'm terrible at this." They get rejected once and think, "I'm not good enough." One bad day and they feel like everything is falling apart. But smart people zoom out. They look at the bigger picture. Instead of saying, "I failed," they ask,
"What can I learn from this?"
What can I learn from this? Maybe they need a new study method. Maybe they need more sleep. Maybe they need help understanding something. They treat problems like information, not proof that they're incapable. When you start looking at life this way, problems stop feeling like disasters and start feeling like puzzles you can solve. Number 3, they focus only on what they can control. This one is huge. A lot of people spend their entire day worrying about things they can't control. What people think about them, what might go wrong next week, whether someone is mad at them, even things like the weather. But all that worrying doesn't solve anything. It just drains your energy. Smart people follow a simple rule. If I can't control it, I don't waste energy on it. Instead, they focus on what they can control. They can't control the rain, but they can bring an umbrella. They can't control what people think, but they can control how they treat others. They can't control whether they get the job, but they can control how prepared they are for the interview. And when you focus your energy only on what you can control, you suddenly have a lot more energy to actually improve your life. Number 4, they use silence as a tool. Most people are uncomfortable with silence. When a conversation gets quiet, they rush to fill the gap. They talk quickly, say the first thing that comes to mind, or interrupt without realizing it. But smart people are comfortable with silence. They pause, they listen, they think before they speak. And surprisingly, this makes people see them as more intelligent. Why? Because when someone speaks less, but chooses their words carefully, people pay more attention to what they say. Silence also does something powerful. It makes other people feel heard. When someone finishes talking and you don't interrupt them, they feel respected. Here's a simple trick to try. Next time someone asks you a question, pause for 3 seconds before answering. You'll be surprised how much clearer your response becomes. Number 5, they pause instead of reacting. This might be the most important habit of all. Most people react instantly to everything. Someone cuts them off in traffic, they get angry. Someone says something rude, they respond with another insult. Something doesn't go their way, they complain immediately. But smart people pause, just for a moment. When something happens, they take a breath and ask themselves, is this really worth getting upset about? Or, what's the smartest way to respond here? Sometimes the best response is calmness. Sometimes it's patience. Sometimes it's simply letting things go. The person who stays calm while everyone else is emotional usually ends up making the better decision. Because reacting is easy. But thinking before reacting is real intelligence. So here's the truth. Being smart isn't about knowing everything. It's about how you think. Ask questions instead of arguing. Look at the big picture instead of panicking. Focus on what you can control. Get comfortable with silence and pause before reacting. Most people never practice these habits, but if you do, you'll start noticing something powerful. You'll stay calm in situations where others panic, you'll see solutions where others see problems, and people will start coming to you for advice, not because you know everything, but because you think differently. Before you leave, I want you to do one thing. Pick just one of these 5 habits and practice it this week. Not all 5, just one. Maybe you start asking more questions. Maybe you practice pausing before reacting. Small changes like this can make a huge difference over time. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I post videos every week about mindset, self-improvement, and thinking smarter. Also, comment below. Which of these habits are you going to try first? I read every comment.